Hello guys, how are you? So our today's session, we are going to talk about the applications of the linear regression. That means where we gonna use this linear regression model and how we use the linear regression algorithm in our day-to-day life. So our today's session is all about on this linear regression application of this linear regression, and let's start with this. Why linear regression? That why First of all, why we gonna use this linear regression? Regression analysis in business is a statistical method used to find the relations between two or more independent variables and dependent variables. One variable is independent and its impact on the other variables is measured. That means we find the relationship between the one and two variables, or the relationship between independent and dependent variables. Next, broadly speaking, there are more than 10 types of regression models. We have a lot of regression models. When there is only one dependent and independent variable or predictor variable, we call it is simple regression. When we have only one dependent variable and one independent variable, we call it as simple regression. And on the other hand, when there are many independent variables influencing one dependent variable, we call it multiple regression. Linear regression model is linear approach to modeling the relationship between a scalar response and one or many explanatory variables. The case of one explanatory variable is called simple linear regression. For more than one explanatory variable, the process is called as multiple linear regression. So why we gonna use this linear regression is all of these points are self-explanatory and very easy. Like if we have to find out the relations we between the data, we gonna use this linear regression model or algorithm. So next is linear regression is a rather ubi uh, linear regression is a rather ubiquitous curve fitting and machine learning technique that's used everywhere from scientific research teams to stock market. So some uses the studying engine performance from test data in automobiles. Least square regression is used to model causal relationship between parameters in the biological system. OLS regression can be used in weather data analytics. Linear regression can be used in market research studies and customer survey results analysis. Linear regression is used in observational astronomy. Commonly enough, a number of statistical tools and methods are used in astronomical data analysis, and there are entire libraries in languages like Python meant to data analysis in astrophysics. So there are wide range of uses in linear regression where we use it as or in automobiles, weather forecasting, and getting the relationship between the data, getting the research in market studies, the relationship between the customer and the seller, and all other things. Like we can use this linear regression algorithm. So regression analysis basics in its most ru- rudimentary form, regression analysis is the estimation of the ratio between two variables. Say you want to estimate the growth in meat sales, MS growth based on the economic growth, GDP growth. So you're going to use this regression analysis basics. If past data indicates that the growth in meat sales is around 1.5 times the growth in economy, the regression would look as follows: MS growth is equal to GDP growth into 1.5. The relationship between many variables also involves a constant. If meat sales are trending up, growth 1%, even in a stagnant economy, the equation would be MS growth is equals to GDP growth into 1.5 plus 1. So this is the simply tell us about the if the meat sales is growing up, then our GDP growth is also growing at the rate of 1.5. And we have also a base value of 1 which is added to it. So predicting the future, we also use this linear regression, where the most common use of regression in business is to predict events that have yet to occur. Demand analysis, for example, predict how many units customer will purchase. Many other key parameters other than demand are dependent variables in regression models. However, predicting the number of shoppers who will pass in front of particular billboard or the number of viewers who will watch the Super Bowl may help management assets assess what to pay for the advertisement. Insurance companies heavily rely on regression analysis to estimate how many policy holders will be involved in accidents or be victims of burglaries. For an example, you can say like this. So basically, it want to say as like if we want to check out our future events, like how it is gonna do, then we can use this linear regression model to predict that how much number of customers will buy this product. We can use this linear regression model, and on other fields we can use this linear regression models and to predict that how many shoppers buyers will pass and view this product and buy this product. We can use this linear regression model in many ways. Also in insurance, companies will also track down the victims who will take the insurance from their companies by using this linear regression model. And optimization of business processes. Another key use of regression model is the optimization of business processes. A factory manager might, for example, build a model to understand the relationship between oven temperature and the shelf life of cookies baked in those ovens. A company operating a call center may wish to know the relationship between wait times of callers and the number of complaints. A fundamental driver of enhanced productivity in business and rapid economic advancement around the globe during the 20th century was the frequent use of statistical tools in manufacturing as well as service industries. Today, managers consider regression an indispensable tool. So, for optimizing the business processes, like to optimize the manager, like how much product do he have to make in the industry and at what time he have to make this number of product in this industry or the factory. The relationship between the caller and the complaints in a company, that how much complaints were coming in the in regarding of these topics for this company, for our company, and for other things like to rapidly grow our business. Many managers and people use this linear regression model to grow their business and optimize their business. And that's all for the applications for the linear regression model. Like these are the applications for this linear regression model. Like first of all, why we're going to use this linear regression model to get to know about the relationship between two or more independent or the dependent variables. Next, we say that we can use this linear regression model in many ways, like automobiles or the biological systems or in the weather analysis or to study the research of the customer and the market and the buyers. And we can also say that linear regression is also used in the growth in the day-to-day life, like GDP growth or the doing the survey of something, like if our sales increases, that how it will affect our GDP growth. Then there also linear regression is used next the to predict in the future that how many customer will buy, how many the victims or the how many people will buy their insurance, and how many seller will sell this product. So to calculate this, to calculating the future, we can also this linear regression model, and to optimize the business, that to take the business in right path, we can also use this linear regression model. So there are many applications of linear regression model, and you can also just go R&D, do research and development, and you can also get to know about other applications also of this linear regression model. But here I just tell you about the main and important concepts and the important applications for this linear regression model. So That's all for the today's session. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Stay motivated and keep learning.